Hi, everyone. This is Jeff Clark at the Metals Investor Forum in sunny Vancouver here in January. I'm with the CEO, Peter Gianulis of A2 Gold. It's a company I'm very excited about. I am overweight the stock, so full disclosure there. But I think you'll hear why I have chosen to be overweight this stock as we talk to Peter here today. So, Peter, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. It's great to be here and great to see you again.
And it's a crowded Metals Investor Forum here, a lot of people here, and a lot of smiles on people's faces.
I haven't seen so many smiles in 20 years.
There you go. Well, Peter, I'd like to start with the team that's behind this company. The projects are very compelling. We'll get to that in a minute. But I'd like to start with the team because one of the reasons I invested almost immediately was the people that's behind this. So can we start with you, your background real quick, and then tell us about the rest of the team?
Sure. I started in the natural resource industry in the late 1990s. I was a part of the Salomon Brothers hedge fund group based in New York. From there, I moved to starting my own junior mining fund or resource fund in 2005 called Carrollton Asset Management. It's still around. It's primarily just my capital and have been doing that. I became an activist in the sector. Got on boards and took over companies. I took over Leaching Gold in 2019, which became A2 Gold. Myself brought in a great board, Norm Pitcher, Sean Nichols, and then recently Javier Reyes. And Javier and I go back over 22 years. We're partners in many ventures. And then we just recently joined the Kalu Group, which is a mining group that was formed by Javier. And all these companies have been extremely successful. I haven't been part of a group with so many successful mining companies. So I think we checked the box from that side, from management. Our board is really second to none for a junior miner. And then finally, if you're looking at the entire team, the investor group, we have probably one of the premier investor groups led by Javier, Kinross, IM Gold, Ingalls and Snyder, and then recently, and yourself as well, and the management team, and then Eric Sprott just recently joined. So I would say most of our shares are kind of within that group, and our stock has reacted. One of the great things that we did over the past 4 or 5 years is we kept the share structure very, very tight. We didn't raise money for almost 4 years, and then when the market turned, we were in a great position to go raise capital. And today, with the warrants being exercised now, almost 20 million in cash. So.
That's great. And that's a good lead into the project because it kind of sat there for a while, not a lot of activity going on under Allegiant Gold.
Correct.
Then it became A2, some other people stepped in, and now you're aggressively attacking this property, which I really like. So tell us about what you're doing there.
So we just started a 30,000 meter drill program in RC. We had just following up for a 2,000 meter core program, which ended in November. And now, so the 30,000 meter just started just a few days ago. And that'll go probably through the rest of the year. And the goal of that 30,000 meter program is to expand the resource and find additional mineralized areas and zones within Eastside, which is a huge project, 92 square kilometers. We've only touched about 20% of the property, and we have about 1.5 million ounces of gold, 9 million ounces of silver. Now, I think the most interesting part of that is we haven't put out an updated 43-101 since 2021. So there's been about 20,000 meters of drilling since then, and then you're going to add another 30,000 meters in the next few months or 6 months.
And a higher gold price for this updated resource. Is the goal to update the resource at the end of this program, or is this a wait and see if you want to keep drilling? Because this could potentially be a multi-million ounce resource.
So it's a good question, and the answer is it's really the idea is to update the resource as the data comes in. So so there's 3 components of this drill program. The first is an infill and step out drilling of the known ore body. So what makes up that 1.5 million ounces?
Gotcha.
And that's the first targets we're drilling. So we'll have that completed probably at the end of March. Those targets drilled. And then a resource has to update probably sometime in April.
Even before this drill program is over. Just this first part in order to update.
Right. So the first 30,000 of the first 12,000 meters is to specifically focused on the resource. The next 18,000 meters is what the 30,000 meters is comprised of. The next 18,000 meters will be to target the exploration part of the property. And those will not go into the resource because those are exploration targets based on this very large and property-wide geophysics program we did, which ended in October. So we have a lot of targets to drill. And if you ask me, I don't think 18,000 meters of exploration drilling is even enough.
Yeah,
we
right.
may actually expand it, but we're going to play it by ear and see how it goes. We're fully financed for all of this. We don't have to raise any
that's
additional
great.
capital. With the warrants coming in, we could expand the reason. We could double the actual the meters for this program and still have sufficient capital.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I know that at one point the company was kind of saying, look, we're going to drill 20,000 meters per year for the next 2 to 3 years. I mean, there's a lot you could do here. There's a lot of targets and a lot of potential upside for this.
Yeah, it's true. What has always been the limiting factor and has been cash, and now that cash has been solved, it's do you have the personnel to execute the drill program? So
Right.
we have gone in a very aggressive expansion program of our own personnel and team. We hired John Marmer recently. He started 3 weeks ago. We're interviewing additional people that will join our team, actually be part of our full-time team. We still have Andy Wallace. We have Pete Chapman already part of our team, John Vincent. So we have a very one of the most experienced teams in Nevada. And then if we adding John Marma, adding a few other individuals, I think we're going to be hitting this a lot harder. Cash, if you've solved the cash issue, then we don't have to limit ourselves to 20,000 meters. We're trying to pull forward all this exploration now. We've gone from a very conservative exploration company to a very aggressive exploration company.
Yes, I like
and then
it.
what I'll add, because I was here at the conference talking to some of the drill rig companies, they are not taking new clients. So even if you have cash and you're a new junior,
because they're so busy?
They're so busy, and they don't want to take on the risk of taking a new junior on.
Wow.
So they're only working. One of the biggest drill rig companies I met with about 2 hours ago made the comment to me, we're not taking any new clients. We're sticking with you guys. You know, what they call the major juniors. That's his word, right? So major junior, which
Big programs.
Yeah, well, companies are going to do bigger programs, but they have a history working with the drill rig company, with paying the bills, doing everything, and doing things the right way. And I would think Allegiant and A2 Gold, that now that it's called A2 Gold, but Allegiant had an amazing track record and reputation within the industry of doing things, saying what we were going to do and paying.
That's great.
So
real quick, tell us about the deposit, the resource itself. How deep are you drilling? What kind of grade are we getting? Is this bulk tonnage? Can you tell us about that real quick?
So the main deposit is a open pit heap leach oxide deposit.
Okay.
Right? So there's two main ore bodies, one at the north, which is called the McIntosh, and one is the south, which is called Castle. The Castle's very, very close to surface, running 0.5, 0.6 grams a ton, oxide deposit, low strip ratio. It can be put into production relatively quickly if that's what we wanted. Now we're trying to expand that resource beyond the 300,000 to 400,000 that it has. We think we have a good opportunity to potentially double that resource in itself.
Okay.
It's been completely under drilled and at depth, and most of the resource is actually pretty shallow. It's around 50 to 80 meters from surface. The big resource is the McIntosh zone, which is the 1.1 million.
And how far away is that?
They're about 12 kilometers apart.
Oh, okay. So that's truckable.
Yeah. And then you have this whole 12 kilometers of underexplored areas, right? So the McIntosh has 1.1 million, a little bit deeper, slightly higher strip ratio, but the expansion potential is enormous.
Yeah.
And so, grade is around 0.55, 0.6 grams a ton. A lot of silver at Castle, silver at McIntosh. Silver is understated, has been understated. We've never focused on silver. But at these prices, silver is going to really help carry the project and buy credit. So we're pretty excited about it.
That's going to reduce your costs pretty big.
Absolutely.
It's very exciting. It's amazing you have this project in Nevada, of all places in the world.
Well, not only do we have it, we discovered it. So it wasn't a rehash type of project, right?
Yeah.
So it was something that we actually found. We discovered it in 2014 when we were part of the Columbus Gold Group.
Yeah, I remember
which
that.
became
I
Allegiant.
invested in that. Yeah.
And so it was discovered by the same team, and we've held that project for years.
That's great. I think it was an Andy Wallace.
Andy Wallace, and Andy Wallace is still our head geologist.
Yeah, that's great. So we're almost out of time. Tell us real quick, if someone's considering an investment in A2 Gold, what should they expect to see here over the next 6-12 months?
Well, we've dramatically ramped up our information and news release program, and I think we've done a better job of communicating to the market. We're going to communicate significantly more. We're going to 30,000 meters. You're potentially looking at 100 drill holes, 80 to 100.
Wow.
So you're going to have constant information throughout the year. We're going to be adding a second rig probably in April or May.
Okay.
And so we'll have 2 rigs going at it, and we'll have other news releases coming out talking about what we're going to be doing over the next month or month and a half. So besides drilling, there's a lot of other things going on.
And when should we expect the resource update? Do you have a timeline there?
I would say
or-
late April.
Oh, late. That's soon.
Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. Well, there you go. It's A2 Gold. I really like it. Pro mining jurisdiction in Nevada, run by a fantastic, highly experienced, highly successful team. That's why I like it. So check it out. Peter, thanks for joining
Thanks.
me, and thanks for watching here at the Metals Investor Forum.
Appreciate it.